Today we are going to share a true story of a murder that comes from Hong Kong, one of the world's safest cities. After the murder of a wealthy girl, the limits of cruelty were surpassed. Not only was her body dismembered, but it was also cooked into soup. And when you hear who was responsible for this, you won't believe it. We are talking about the famous murder of Hong Kong model Abby Choi that took place in 2023. So what's the full story behind this murder? Why was it committed and who was involved? Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out. Believe me, once you learn the reasons behind this crime, you'll be shocked. But before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so now and hit the bell icon so you can get notified about our latest videos. Now let's start the story. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is the shocking story of the murder of Hong Kong's famous fashion model, Abby Choi. Abby Choi was born on July 11, 1994, into an extremely wealthy family in Hong Kong. Her father was a well-known construction businessman. Abby Choi was extremely beautiful, and after completing her studies, she decided to pursue a career in modeling. She started her professional life as an influencer, and soon made a name for herself. Afterwards, Abby Choi stepped into the world of professional modeling and worked for many famous magazines. During this time, when Abby Choi was only 18, she met a young man named Alex Kwong in 2012. While Abby Choi came from a billionaire family, Alex Kwong was from a middle-class background. Despite this, the two liked each other and soon grew so close that they decided to get married. They tied the knot at the age of just 18. After marriage, their life was going well, and over time, Abby Choi and Alex Kwong became parents to 2 children. Often after marriage and becoming a mother, women step away from modeling, but Abby Choi maintained her shine in the modeling world through her hard work and dedication. However, while her modeling career was at its peak, her married life faced ups and downs. Disputes grew, and in the 4th year of their marriage, Abby Choi and Alex Kwong decided to divorce. After the divorce, Abby Choi became friends with Chris Tam, the son of a famous Hong Kong restaurant owner. In 2016, she married Chris Tam and had 2 more children from this marriage. Despite her second marriage, Abby Choi continued to take care of the children from her first marriage. She remained close to her first in-laws and bought a luxury 4-bedroom apartment in a prime area of Hong Kong for her children and ex-husband, worth millions. To support her children, Abby Choi also provided financial help to her ex-husband. Alex's brother Anthony Kwong was not very successful, so Abby Choi hired him as her private driver and paid him a handsome salary. Despite her second marriage, Abby Choi was seen as an ideal mother and responsible woman by everyone. Everyone was happy with her, and she had secured a special place in the modeling world. Fast forward to 2023, Abby Choi was featured on the cover of a renowned fashion magazine. She was living a life that most people could only dream of. Her wealth was in the millions. Alongside modeling, she was taking great care of her children, often personally dropping them off and picking them up from school. But something strange happened on February 21st, 2023. Abby Choi didn't arrive on time to pick up her children from school. All the kids had already left, but Abby didn't show up. The school administration tried to contact her, but her phone was switched off. They then called her husband, who picked up the children but grew worried as Abby was missing. Despite thorough searches, there was no sign of Abby. Her husband, Chris Tam, filed a missing persons report with the police. The case was serious, as Abby was a famous model and the daughter of a billionaire. The police immediately took action and deployed several teams to search for Abby. In the initial investigation, the police questioned Abby's husband, but found nothing suspicious. The first day of questioning didn't yield any significant results. The police also questioned Abby's driver, who was her ex-husband's brother, but again, no concrete leads were found. The investigation expanded, and the police began questioning Abby's ex-husband and other relatives. They also reviewed CCTV footage from the surrounding area. In one video, Abby was seen wearing a white t-shirt, pants, slippers, and carrying a bag. Based on this, the search continued, but 2 days passed without any breakthrough. As time passed, the pressure on the police increased. All the police teams combined efforts and devised a new investigation strategy. During a meeting, it was revealed that there were several inconsistencies in the statements of Abby's ex-husband and his family. The police then decided to question Abby's ex-husband, his brother, and other family members once again. When the second round of questioning began, they started spinning new stories. The police now suspected that these people might be involved in Abby Choi's disappearance, so they began matching their statements with the facts. Soon it became clear that most of their statements were lies. However, they were not immediately arrested and were released after questioning. The police continued their investigation. During the investigation, it was discovered that Abby Choi's ex-husband and some other family members had been seen coming and going from a remote village. Based on this information, the police tracked down the village and found the house that the family had been visiting for several days. When the police entered the house, they were shocked. It was claimed that people were living there, but the condition of the house showed that it had been abandoned for a long time. Dust covered everything, and the house was in terrible condition. The police wondered why the family was coming to this house despite its dilapidated state. To find out, they began searching the house. During the search, they entered a room where they found a large meat grinder, an electric saw, 2 large copper pots, a big hammer, a face shield, and a black raincoat. The scene resembled a slaughterhouse rather than a home. As the police were trying to make sense of all this, they spotted a purple handbag nearby. It was the same bag Abby Choi had been seen carrying in the CCTV footage on the day she disappeared. Finding Abby Choi's bag in the house pointed to something sinister. When the police continued searching and reached the kitchen, they found a large soup pot filled to the brim. Further investigation led the police to open a large refrigerator in the room, and what they found inside shocked everyone. Inside the fridge were pieces of a human leg, along with other body parts that had been dismembered. The police now understood the entire scenario and seized all the items for further investigation. Following this, multiple police teams were dispatched to search for Abby Choi's ex-husband and his family members. But by then, it was too late, as the police had released them after the initial questioning, and most of them had fled. The police quickly announced a reward for anyone providing information leading to the capture of the suspects. Multiple police teams carried out raids, and within a few days, Abby Choi's ex-husband, along with a total of 7 individuals, were arrested. Among those arrested were her ex-husband's parents, brother, and some close friends. They had all conspired to murder her. The police were so serious about this case that they deployed 100 officers to ensure every suspect was captured. When Abby Choi's ex-husband was arrested, they found nearly $5 million in porsches and dozens of expensive watches valued at $40 million, all of which belonged to Abby Choi and had been stolen after her murder. Following the arrests, the interrogation began, and the police tried to uncover the true motives behind the murder. Initially, all of them denied killing Abby Choi, but what was revealed next was shocking. During the questioning, it was revealed that in 2019, Abby Choi had bought a luxurious 4-bedroom apartment for her ex-husband and children from her first marriage. To save on taxes, Abby Choi had purchased the apartment in her ex-father-in-law's name. The ex-husband's family was living happily in this apartment. However, in early 2023, Abby Choi decided to sell the luxurious apartment. She wanted to sell it and buy a cheaper home for her ex-husband and his family. At that time, the apartment was worth about 70 crore rupees. Abby Choi's decision didn't sit well with her ex-husband and his family. Since the apartment was in the name of her ex-father-in-law for tax purposes, they refused to sign the documents for the sale. But under Hong Kong law, if someone can prove they paid for a property, they can sell it, regardless of whose name it's in. Abby Choi took legal advice and began the process of selling the apartment. This enraged her ex-husband and his family, and they conspired to kill her before she could sell the apartment. According to the plan, when Abby Choi's driver was taking her to pick up the children from school, they stopped near a tunnel. Her ex-husband then got into the car, saying he needed to go somewhere nearby. Abby Choi allowed him to ride along. What happened next inside the car has not yet been disclosed by the police. According to media reports, as soon as Abby Choi got into the car, the driver and Abby Choi's ex-husband together killed her. After that, they took the body to a village house that they had rented a few days prior. There, using saws, knives, and other weapons, they dismembered Abby Choi's body into pieces. The pieces were ground in a grinder and placed in a large container. Some parts were made into soup, while the remaining parts were kept in the fridge. They continued to divide the body into smaller pieces and make soup. Their aim was to erase all traces of Abby Choi. However, due to the swift action of the police, they had to change their plan, and all the accused attempted to flee. However, their cunningness was no match for the vigilance of the police, and all the accused were arrested. When the police first saw the soup container in the house, they initially thought it was regular soup. However, forensic analysis revealed that the soup was made from human flesh. Currently, the police have charged all the accused with murder, and they have been sent to jail. The trial for this case is set to begin soon in court. It remains to be seen what punishment the court will give to the accused. According to Hong Kong law, it's possible that most of the accused will receive life imprisonment for the crime of murdering Abby Choi. What punishment do you think these criminals deserve? Let us know in the comment box. If you appreciated our efforts, please like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon to turn on notifications. Stay connected with us for more stories from the world of crime.